You're recording.
So
Fantastic.
today on Being Curious with Hermaz and Misa,
Yes.
we were going to be talking about boundaries. And I thought I cannot be doing any accents because would I be insulting anybody? So that's an interesting topic to discuss because, we put these accents on to Josh, right? To laugh and have a joke, and it's not really making fun, but it's having fun because it's like diversity. We come from all over the shop, and some of us are like lots of different shops. For example, I come from Malay, Chinese, and Japanese shop.
Imagine that.
And
you're
Maz
so
over
beautiful.
There.
Oh gosh, don't ask about
Maz
me.
over
I don't even know.
Tell us. Oh gosh.
I don't even know.
She's a mixed salad kind of.
I am such a mixed. I'm like Mediterranean salad with a little bit of kebab on the side.
That is so beautifully described.
Kebab.
So
it's a kebab.
A kebab.
Well, like my mum, she's like Welsh and English. My and Polish.
Make up your
So I'm not even Mediterranean. What am I? I don't even know.
You just made that up.
And then my dad is like fully Arab, so shish kebab straight on the plate.
Yeah, that was kind of the whole point of it, was that we kind of celebrated our differences, and we honored the best parts of ourselves,
right,
and also the shadow parts of ourselves.
Yes.
Because there's a reality in that.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like you're shining light in a fun way, and it's like don't take too much to it, but then let's all just be a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, Chinese people, let's face it, geniuses. Obviously, I didn't get that gene.
I mean, what are you talking about?
Razzmatazz. And so, because I wanted to be doing the accent. It's
You're
such a bad accent. I don't even know what accent that is.
I mean, I don't know. I just think I was surprised actually at the quality. Like, if you asked me to do a Scouser accent, I think I can do that pretty well.
Do it.
Hey, mate, I'm not being funny, right? Did me and Cara, we were down the pub the other day.
Okay, now you're taking it a whole other level.
Why?
Because now you're doing the accent, and then now you're just totally profiling because you said went down to the pub. Why couldn't they be going down to?
Okay, that's true.
Harrods.
We went down to Harrods.
Doesn't work, does it? Okay, so boundaries.
Boundaries.
We have an 11-minute boundary, so
okay.
I'm gonna shut this front door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let Razzmatazz. I like that.
Razzmatazz.
Let's talk about boundaries today.
Boundaries. What are they? They're like guides, limits, rules that you would put in place in order to have safe relationships with other people, whether that's maybe at work, in your relationship, family. I mean, as much as you can. And this is just to kind of keep you safe in your emotions and sort of be accountable for who you are by putting those in place. I'm talking because I didn't have good boundaries at all. And I'm on a journey of trying to, make them better. But it's like when they come up, when you go through a problem, you're like, I didn't have good boundaries. That was the problem.
Can you give an example?
What, of not having good boundaries?
Of what a boundary is?
A boundary would be like saying, here's a terrible boundary in place. Don't go out tonight because I will feel really sad and I really need your company with me to make me feel better at home. That's like someone who you're now imposing your feelings onto somebody else, and then they in turn would then be like, well, they either say, well, I'm not responsible for your feelings and I'm going to go out. There's no harm done. I'm just going to have a good time. You can look after yourself. There's plenty of things for you to do, whatever. But if you did have terrible boundaries, you would then be like, okay, I'll just stay at home with you just to keep you company and make you feel better. So it wouldn't be serving yourself. It would just be for pleasing the other. So that would be like where I would sit. I was more of a save the person, make them feel better, people please. Terrible boundary place.
Right. So actually, oh, my flower fell off. So
Doesn't want to be
boundaries,
part of the
yeah.
action.
So it's actually yeah. So boundaries is what keeps us safe. And it's almost like a
Yes.
discernment,
Yes,
right?
of
At
it.
the end of the day, we have to be accountable for ourselves, for the choices we
Exactly.
make, the things we say and do.
And that's empowering because it means it's with us. So we're in control.
Yeah. And what our inner environment, our environment is wholly dependent on ourselves and totally independent of what's going on outside of us. Unlike, if you don't stay with me, I'm going to be really sad. My gosh, that's like intense,
It
very,
is very intense.
dependent, right?
Yeah.
Whereas we should be good. Not should be good. The ultimate is that we are good on our own. On our owns. How many owns? How many selves?
Just a couple, just maybe 3 or 4.
I don't know. I've got this self. This self is also present sometimes. Okay. So you've given us an example of an unhealthy boundary, which you're saying is where you feel you've been.
Definitely.
And how did you discover that? How did you discover about boundaries?
Well, it was a family member who I used to constantly feel bad for. And I would find that they would do mean things, physically do mean things and spiteful things. And I would choose to let it go, forgive, move forward. And then if I ever approached the situation with how I really felt about something, say like they did something mean, and I say, do you know what, that really hurt my feelings, they would then turn around and say, well, you started it and you did this, and because you did that, I did this. And I just was like, I don't feel like you're holding space for my feelings. So at that point, I would then fall into the people pleasing situation, and I would have terrible boundaries. I'd let them do all this stuff, and I would fall into the net of it, I suppose, and try and make this person then feel better because apparently I did something to trigger them for them to be this way with me. And it was a cycle. So it moved from, a family member, and it became sort of like a lifestyle. So it might be with friends, then it would bleed into friendships and relationships. And I just noticed it was like a recurring thing. Why do I do that? Why do I have to silence myself and then people please along the way just to have relationships and be, what is that? Does everyone do that?
Wow. I can definitely relate to that. And it feels like such a burden because it's like you feel like you're responsible for the world.
And it's a little bit crushing. Like you can't say to somebody, look, like you hurt my feelings, because as soon as you say that, you've hurt their feelings, and in return, you've now got to make them feel better. Flipping hell. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a whole narrative that we've created for ourselves. And really with the situation or with the topic of boundaries, we, like with anything, you look at the source, like what's the payoff there, right? Okay, and what do I mean by that would be, we talk about people pleasing. So I don't have boundaries. I'm saying yes to people all the time because it actually in that moment massages my ego.
And you're a little bit afraid to say no as well because you're afraid of the music, like the drama that would come of it. Instead of being cool with it on yourself, saying, no, this is cool for me. Like, this is a safe place and this is the right thing for me to do that would make me happy. And not being afraid of someone bringing the drama, because you can go, yeah, I know you're upset about it and you're angry and that's okay, but still no from me.
Yeah, perfect. So you've got the one thing, which is like the payoff of massaging the ego because you are making someone feel good.
Yeah.
There's the avoidance piece, which is like, I just don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
As opposed to being able to own the fact that if drama shows up, you can go, this is not my drama. This is your drama.
Yeah.
And maybe be the space holder for that, which is, listen, I still don't do this, but okay, I'll listen to why you're upset. But you realize it's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah. And you know what? The truth is that came through in parenting. When I realized this boundary, it was like when Indy was like 2, super tantrums, right? And you're like, oh, so frustrating. Like, I'm just trying to communicate something and you don't get it. But then now she's like,
you're 2 years old and you don't
you should know the world. You should know the world. Why don't you get it? But oh my gosh, now if I take something from her and she gets really angry because she really wants this thing and I've taken it from her, she's like, I'm angry, you can't do that, I want it, now you've made me sad. And I'm like, I know, it really sucks, right? You still can't have it though. Like I don't feel like a bad parent, I don't feel like I'm failing, I just feel like these are boundaries and you're gonna have to learn how to get them to develop them yourself.
And that's beautiful.
So healthy. Yeah, it's so healthy for you.
The best way, I mean, as humans,
yeah,
that would imply that I am human.
You're definitely human.
Pause that. Yeah, so we learn by modeling. That's how children learn from us.
Yes, exactly.
Not, as we already know, telling them what to do doesn't work.
I'm telling you on time. Oh, that was terrible. I can't do it.
That was shish kebab.
Shish kebabs. That was shish.
That was total shish.
Yeah,
that was total kebab.
Yeah, these boundaries, they've been pivotal. Literally, it's turned things around so quickly for me by just taking a step back and seeing it and be like, oh my God, I have really pants boundaries. That's me. I need to be accountable here. Like, I need to take a step and be strong and firm and believe in what I'm saying. Like, it's a promise to yourself. It's kind of betrayal to yourself to have boundaries.
To not have boundaries, right?
Yeah.
You're constantly betraying yourself.
Yeah.
And you're also showing people how to treat you.
That's the most important thing. You've got to lead by example, because when you have these boundaries, then you're so cool with them that you're never going to do that to somebody else. Like, you're going to appreciate that they're going to have boundaries, and you're going to respect theirs.
There is the golden nugget. It's then when someone then says says no to you, you don't kind of go,
throw all the toys, all my toys. You're a bad, crappy human, and just die.
You might feel those things in that moment, but there's a better part of you that creates a bit of space and goes, okay, of course I'm disappointed because I care about that person.
Yeah.
Kind of allow and acknowledge the feelings.
Yeah.
Then kind of go, however, I completely understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and wow, that's like life then becomes bliss.
It does. It is kind of like it's like a mastery of self, really, because you do sort of like open up yourself to, like you say, when somebody else offers their boundaries, you have that minute with yourself of, how am I feeling about this? And then you make peace with how you're feeling about it, because it's okay. Like, it's your human response, so it's like, if you can and I don't know, like you say, accepting the shadow part of you. Like, maybe if it comes up a bit that you're a bit jealous, like you go, oh my God, I'm jealous that they're going out tonight because I know that Shirley's going out and she's really hot. Whatever, but you can accept that of yourself, and
and it opens a gateway to even more opportunities to learn about yourself. In that example, if you did feel jealous, and you can kind of go, oh, now what? I wonder why I feel that way.
Yeah, where did that come from?
While my friend is going out with Shirley, and I can honor that boundary, I'm going to spend the evening figuring out why I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Saying no to someone else is saying yes to you. And when we take care of us, then we take care of everyone.
It's true, because you've got so much more time, energy, spirit, fun. You just got so much more space for somebody else when you've done that for yourself. But I do feel like sometimes, and no matter how well your boundaries are, I think there will come a time where your boundaries will slip, whether you're tired, exhausted, over all those things. You'll definitely have a moment of just slippage, and it's just important to keep looking back on those, just being sure of yourself.
I mean, for those of you out there who are humans, this is very relevant. So, wrapping up this week, golden nuggets.
Yeah.
Good. Take care of me. Take care of everyone.
Yes. It's like working in it's harmonious, isn't it?
Totally. Holding space.
Almost.
Holding space like you do for Indy when Indy has a tantrum and you're going, I feel you. It's like empathy.
Yeah, exactly.
And you meet her there. You meet that person there.
Good feeling to be to empathize, especially when that wouldn't be you normally, where you'd be like, me, all my feelings. How about me?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What a change.
You actually connect with that person on a deeper level. They may not be aware of it, but you're really connecting.
That is the most fundamental part. When you connect with yourself, you connect with other people on a whole new level. You build so much better relationships.
Just like we are here.
I know. I just love you.
So that's it for today. Boundaries. It's bye from her.
Just bye from me, man. But I've enjoyed today. Thank you so much.
Me too.
I hope you guys got some golden nuggets. I hope it was helpful.
Spicy golden nuggets. A little bit of shish kebab curry golden nuggets.
Shish kebab, come on.
Until the next time.
Adios.
Adios. Ciao.